Welcome to Survive, Strive, and Thrive, gaining confidence, skills, and attitudes for raising healthy, positive children. My name is Elizabeth Rashid Cartagena, and I work for K-State Research and Extension. And we are a statewide network of educators sharing unbiased, research-based information and expertise on issues important to Kansas. We're going to start with an exercise that is going to help us as parents to relax and to face some of the times that sometimes are hard to handle with our kids, with our household, or at work, or any place. So this is an idea of that you can use to calm yourself before you have to confront or face that situation. So this is a balloon that is going to go up and down, or in this case, it will be down and up. And this is the way that you're going to breathe. So you breathe in when the balloon goes up, and you hold your breath when it stops. And then when it goes down, you're going to release your breath, but like you are blowing a candle. That way it gives your the thorax to have a time to relax, and we're going to follow what that balloon is doing. You can do that in any time, even driving or any situations that makes you stressful. Breathe in, hold it, blow a candle, and continue. Time. You see, it's a very simple technique, but it's very needed when we have situations that really make us a little bit stressful. So for Survive, Strive, and Thrive, have 5 lessons. Most parents want their children to grow up to be healthy, positive, successful, and contributing adults. This unit explores how parenting styles influence children's behavior, the difference between discipline and punishment, we're going to see that, positive and nurturing parenting skills, and how to apply principles of positive discipline. It is expected that as a result of these activities, parents will have additional skills to help them rear their children in positive and healthy ways. So the first class, or the first workshop that we're going to have is use positive nurturing parenting skills to rear healthy children. Then identify parenting styles and understand how they influence children's behavior. Know the difference between discipline and punishment. Apply the principles of positive discipline when guiding children. And we're going to have prevention tools, guidance, and reasonable consequences tools in that order. Discipline is, if we study that word, is disciple. So there's a student there, and if there's a student there, have to be a teacher. So you are the teacher, your children are the students. And think about a very good teacher that you have in school. They come with a concept, something new for you to learn. They explain it many ways. Then they put you into practice, and sometimes The child doesn't understand very well. They come again, the teacher, and explain different ways until that child finds the way to understand. With that patience, that good teacher has impacted you that today you remember that person. And so as a parent, we are going to do the same. And we are not born with that knowledge, so we have to learn it. Parenting is probably the most important job people will have in their life. Unfortunately, it is probably the job area for which people get the least amount of training, because we are not born with that knowledge. And you will say, how parents out there can say like that photo, the toughest job I will ever love. When in reality, I'm exhausted. I don't know what to do with my children. There's a problem after problem. Well, we're not born, let me say, with this knowledge. Sometimes we raise our children the way that we were raised, good or bad. We learn by seeing others raising their children, being good or bad examples. So it's important for the parents and whoever is taking care of that child to be open and willing to develop and apply positive nurturing skill in order to attain the greatest success in guiding and teaching their children. Remember, to apply is what brings change. You can have a lot of information, or the parents can have a lot of information, but if they don't apply what they learn, it will be the same. It will not bring any change. But when you apply what you learn, that something is going to change. Even though we realize that they're not perfect parents, we recognize that there are certain qualities we hope parents possess to help them be as successful as possible. These same qualities are usually characteristic of good friends, successful co-workers, and positive relationships. Such characteristics include a positive attitude, patience, and understanding. At the same time, there are qualities that damage relationships that we know. These characteristics include, for example, yelling, name calling, or hitting. So it is important to develop and strengthen positive qualities so we can eliminate those negatives. The perfect parent. Suppose you can select the perfect parent or thinking about your parents. Think that as a perfect parent, my parent, I would like to have what qualities in their parenting? What qualities will you want your parents to have as a perfect parent? Remember, we don't have perfect parents, but if that is the case, what qualities you would love to have and to see in your parents? We're looking for 8 qualities, but you can just write in a paper for yourself. I would like to have this in my parents. The paper, just write down at least 3 things or 4. I wish my parents were like this. And now we are doing the same thing. What qualities I don't want my parents to have as a perfect parent? Qualities you definitely would not want your perfect parent to have. those qualities that you wrote as the perfect parents, there are going to be ways that might eliminate those negative qualities in the parenting style that you have in your second list. And those are the ones that we want to focus so we can have a clear understanding of what are those qualities and analyze yourself. Well, I'm like that. I have this quality, but the other second quality that is mentioned, I really have to work on that. And just that as soon as we mention the different qualities, you're going to think, okay, I need to be more of this. Let me find ways to bring something new in my life so my children will have those the impact of those qualities in their lives. Remember, we're not perfect, but we're going to find those qualities that you can see in good friends, in good co-workers. It's the same as for parents. So the following are qualities frequently identified as important to good parenting. And as I said, it is also for friendship and co-workers, and people that you know that you have good relationships with. And we're going to start one by one, reading the definition. What is that quality? So you have a better understanding. The first one is love. So it says that love is warm, affection, care, comfort, concern, nurture, support, acceptance, or simply love that a child can feel from their parents. Without parental love, children feel rejected by their parents. So that is a very big quality that parents should have or strive for that, so the children can receive those actions and connect with the parents, because it's the one receiving all of those things in that definition of love. So think about yourself. What level I am in the definition, and start thinking, okay, I need to really be more affectionate with my children. And that affection comes like physical, like a hug, could be a kiss, it could be rubbing their head and teasing them in a nice way. Also verbally, focusing on the positive of that child and not the negative all the time. That sometimes we're raised like that, and we are copying the same way of raising our children. But the more positive you bring to the child, the better they will feel about themselves. That self-esteem is going to be high, and less misbehavior will be happening. The next one is respect. An act of giving particular attention, consideration, high or special regard, esteem. And we show respect when we listen to others, affirm people's opinions, because we can have different opinions, but we are going to respect what the other person's opinions are. And all of that everything that you do, your children is looking at you as a model to follow. So you're the teacher, and we have to remember that. Our children are the students, and they're going to look at the teacher for the guidance of how they should be in life. Respect also is empathize with different perspectives Respect is showing when you disagree respectfully, when you apologize when you are wrong. So even with our kids, because we're not perfect, we have to recognize that we made mistakes and you have to say it. I am apologize for talking to you so rude or for not being patient with you. When you talk like that with your children, they see you that you're transparent. So sometimes we're like putting that facade of I'm perfect, and we don't accept the children telling you us like we are wrong. But if that is the case, you say, "Oh, you know what? I didn't think about that. What if I was like too rude to you? I'm sorry. I have to be more careful when I'm stressful how we talk to each other. When you talk like that to your children, you are really making a huge impact in the child, how that student is perceiving the teacher, which is you. Respect is when you call out disrespectful behavior, showing gratitude, and compliment the achievement of others, even your children. So all that shows respect. Our children are a human being, but for being a human being, we have to respect that child because that child will going to respect you. So this is not about who's older and who's younger. It's because we need to respect each other. And those are different ways that we show respect. The next one is trust. It's so important to believe that someone is good and honest and will not harm you, or that something is safe and reliable. And how we build the trust when we're honest, when we honor our commitments. When you say to your children, we're going on Saturday to go to the park, they will trust you when you really take them to the park. They will not trust you when you come Saturday and they say, "Well, you said that we're going to the park." "Oh no, we're not going anywhere." Now, that is the trust is going to be getting a little bit weak if we keep adding or behaving like this with our children. And next, when you're wrong, again, I trust you because you know that you're not perfect and you make mistakes. And you say sorry, and if you said that you're going to be more careful, the way you talk when you're coming from work and you're so tired. We trust each other when we communicate effectively, like if a child is small or younger, I'm going to talk in a way that that child that is young is going to understand, and not talking like in general thing. And we're going to learn that in how to talk more clear in details with children in the next lessons, because they're not adults. Even when we want them to be adults, they are not adults. We have to really know how we're going to talk to a 3-year-old, how we're going to talk to a 14-year-old, how we're going to talk to an 8-year-old, because they're different. They're different, so they're not adults. And we have to be clear. Maybe we were raised that we have to guess what the adults are saying. And that's not being a good teacher. The teacher goes in detail so you understand exactly what I'm saying. And we're going to learn that in the next lessons. Trust is be vulnerable, be helpful. I trust you, you're there to help me. And showing people that you care. When you care about your children, physically or emotionally, because human beings are two things. Your physical part, I call like this is the box where the emotions and everything that the real you is inside. And you have to take care of the children in both ways. like, of course, the clothing and in house and food, but also the time to spend time with each other. That when I'm sad, my mom or my dad comes and, hey, what's going on? I see your face is kind of sad. What's going on? Or they fell running and they grab their knees instead of saying, no, get up. You're a big boy, a big girl. No, you go there, it's like, oh, let me see what's going on. Let me clean it a little, let put it in Band-Aid, and you're going to be better. That's different. Like saying, tough it out. So when that care comes, I'm going to trust you that whatever happened to me, you're there for me. The other one is forgiveness. All of them are so important. Forgiveness is a conscious, deliberate decision. So you make it is something that you decide to do to release feelings of resentment or vengeance to a person or group who has harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting, nor does it mean condoning or excusing offenses. But you made that decision to just release that resentment or vengeance. So for children, sometimes you tell them, do this, and they didn't do it, and they come to you and apologize and say, oh, I forgot to do this. Instead of like giving a spank or hitting them or because they forgot, you forgive them of forgetting something. And you say, I want you to pay more attention next time because this has to be done this way. So that patience and forgiveness have to be there. And something that is consciously done. So you can release that anger that you have with that child that didn't do something or left that back in a way when you came in, it's there, and then you roll over it, and that we're going to have a lot of situations of parents. Like we have to kind of like breathe in, like you using that technique with the balloon. And I say, okay. Honesty, telling the truth, so their children see you telling the truth, no matter what consequences you may face. Like somebody call and is asking for you and you don't want to talk to the person, and you tell the child, tell him I'm not here. Remember, you're a teacher and they're learning from you. So telling the truth, no matter what consequences you may face. An honest person does what he says he's going to do and never lies, cheats, or steals. Remember, we are not perfect, but we are going to make the effort of having all of these qualities. And honesty is shown when you word the truth, you speak the truth, and you say the hard truth in a nice way. You model the truth. You don't put anybody, not your kids, to the test. Or honesty is also shown when you give consequences, and you have said that before, that for you, for example, when you do a rule, you make a rule, you're going to tell before that if that rule is not happening, the consequences is coming. Not going to be a surprise. It's something that is having said before. Honesty is shown when you correct mistakes because something have to be changed in a positive way. When you follow through on promises, when you take care of other people's things, and when you find honest friends. So we're not perfect, remember, but we're going to strive. We're going to try the best to apply those things. The next one is caring. Any behavior on the part of either or both parents that help the children survive. All activities that are directed toward the protection and maintenance of his own offspring or those of any relatives. So everything that you do to take care of your children, that's what they're going to repeat. If you take care of them anyway, that's what they're going to do because they're learning from you. And carrying on, like again, as you remember, we're two parts, the physical and the emotional. You have to take care of both, not just the physical. And when that child wants to spend time with you, or for you to read a book, or to watch a movie with you, or going outside and play, throwing the ball, you're taking care of that emotional part of that child. The next one is kindness. So kindness is the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate, to have concern for others, and being able to show that concern through our actions and thoughts. One thing that you can show kindness or make activities like that is when, for example, you make a list of the needs you see in your family and start helping each other. When you give family extra hug and kisses throughout the day, just because. When you leave your family love notes and notes of affirmation over the house. For example, you saw your child was helping others or have been, you don't have to ask them to take a shower or things like that. Write a note in their lunchbox or put it in their backpacks. So when they open the notebook or when they open the lunchbox, they feel a note from you. They see it's like, whoa. And those are things that are like bank accounts. We call it emotional bank accounts. Anything that you do for your children is like putting money in the bank account. When a time comes that you have to discipline them, some money is going to go out because they're going to be sad or angry, but you're going to have many, many other things that the child has received from you that is positive, that you will make any negative impact. But if you don't spend time with them, all that you do is focusing on the negative, and you don't do that, you don't do this, you're not like your brother that is like that, and that child feels like so like rejected. Because all that they can do, it can be something, they're trying to do something to impress you and you don't notice that. And so it's like having being bankrupt, because everything is negative, is getting everything out. But when we bring the positive, and they know that we are not perfect, but we're trying to do the best. And you have time with them and things like that, it's getting a lot of money in the bank account. So kindness and all of these qualities are like gifts that you're giving them every single day. And that goes in their bank account, that emotional bank account. Do chores or any activity together and be kind of like kind and being patient and all those qualities that we said. Reading a book with your kids and let them pick something. We want sometimes to do everything for our children, and it's like they don't have a chance to, for them, even little ones, they can make decisions. They start in school, they're going to have clothing every day. So the parents can choose the 5 outfits to go to school, and the children can pick which one I'm going to wear today. You see, you are in control, and that child is choosing something that you have chosen for them. So when that happens, when you give that chance of for them to pick a book, to pick what you're going to wear, to pick the cup that you want today, those are things that they feel like, wow, they are really counting in this. They want me to do things that they do. And of course, I like little things, not the big things that parents are in charge. The next one is, and the last one, patience. To take a neutral approach. They don't respond impulsively or instinctually. They allow themselves time to calm down when they feel angry or stressed. Remember, how you do things, that's how your children are going to copy. We learn by copying other people. Especially the children, the first circle that the children have is their own family. And that's how they're going to copy everything. To remain calm, even when you have been waiting forever or dealing with something painstakingly slow, or trying to teach someone how to do something and they just don't get it. You know how many times we're teaching our kids doing different things and they don't get it, or they keep forgetting. That patience is what will show how much love you have for your children, how much they are, what level of importance they are in your life. All of these qualities, actually. So we have to have a lot of patience. They are children, they're little. They're not like you that are grown. They know, and you have a lot of knowledge. They don't have, maybe they have only 5 years in this world. They cannot be you or us as a parent. They're 12, they're teenagers. They are only 11, 12, 13, 14 years in this world. You have more than 30. And so we have to be patient. Patient, and the more you show patience to other people, it's like showing love, show them care, so that you love them, you respect them. And so all of these qualities are all intertwined together. And so think about yourself. What thing you're going to change this week? And we believe on small steps. I call it baby steps. Only one thing that I'm going to change this week for all the things that we have mentioned here. Here are all of them together, the qualities of good parents. What is the one that I really, really need to work on? If I'm impatient, let me see how can I be more patient. Let me think about the positive things of my children. And because everybody has something positive. It's just like we have binoculars since we get up in the morning till we go to bed and just looking for those negatives. And that is like a human thing, you know. But as the parents, we have to change that kind of way of thinking. Maybe you were raised like that. And then you took it as a way that maybe your parents thought that doing it that way, you will be a good person. When reality is like, you never experience the joy of somebody, the parents are, pointing at something positive and being proud of you. And we have to change that. We have to keep repeating the good things that we received when we were little. And those ones that were not healthy, we have to find a way of breaking that cycle, because you were the witness of how that felt as a child. it will be very unfair to continue that with our children. And so I am glad that you're here because every parent doesn't know about this information. And you're here and you are a person that you have the opportunity in your hands to change that, to break that cycle and start applying that you have things that you're learning today to be a better parent. And share with others what you have learned. Here is the evaluation link. So this is a reporting workshop. If you have another electronic, you can scan the QR code and you're going straight to that, but if not, you have to write down that link in a server, Google or Safari, whatever you have to go to the internet. And it will take you right away to the evaluation. You're going to always have two questions at the beginning. What did you learn today? And what are you going to do what you said? For example, I learned that for my children to have more vocabulary, it's good for them for me to read books, to sing songs. When they are 3-year-old, they're going to have more words, so they will have less tantrum. Because when they're 3-year-old, they're not babies anymore. They have a lot of knowledge, but they cannot say it because they don't have the words. And that's why they throw a tantrum. And then that's what you learn. And then what are you going to do with that? I am going to read more books to my children every night. So it has to be connected. Okay? You cannot say, well, we learn about a 3-year-old and the vocabulary, they have to have more. I'm going to take them to the park. That is not related. So whatever you said that you learned, tell me what you're going to do with what you mentioned before. And so please complete everything. My office professional is going to be sending that, and you let her know to the email that she's sending you this video. Let her know I'm ready. I have finished my evaluation. Give me the second lesson. We're going to have 5. And so all the evaluation have to be done, all 5, in order for me to send you the certificate of completion. I hope this information helped you. We're going to have more information that are so important and is very practical, and I know you're going to learn a lot. So the homework for this week is what quality you're going to start working a little bit this week. And if you have to write it down in a Post-it note somewhere that you say, oh yeah, I need to practice more on patience. So thank you, and I will be looking for your email saying that you complete this lesson to send you the next one.